Hello everyone, welcome back to ETF Trader session. So in my channel, we'll be talking about the market analysis on the ETFs like SPY, QQQ and others. And let's use specific indicators to identify the market patterns, to when to get in, when to get out of the market. Let's do those analysis. And let's not delay it, and let's get in and start. So what I'm using for my analysis is I'm using this following indicators like TD sequentials, alligator charts, super trends, Ichimoku clouds, VWAP, power pivot point, and the subcharts I'm using RSI, Scott RSI, Williamson and the MACD, and I'm also using indicators kind of like Willie made. So this is the specific indicators I love to use. This is from the trading view. So I'm using the trading view and the Webull, both the uh, charts to identify the patterns, and it will help me to identify when to get in and when to get out. Okay, so guys, this channel is not like a kind of a financial advice. It is all about like learning curve. So I'm not recommending anyone to buy based on my analysis, but you can definitely learn something out of it. So let's see how we have done today in the market, right? So market has opened here. So from compared to yesterday, market went almost like in the high 425. That's where the market got closed, 425.33, and then market opened at the same level. Now if you look into that, we will put the trend line, horizontal line there. So you see market exactly touched in the top, that acted as a support line, guys. So this is the proper support there. So this support line, after reaching to that support market, and it started crawling down. Now if you notice here, it was crawling down all the way to the downside based on this VWAP. Actually you can put many analogies. I only not use the VWAP, I use many things to identify when to get in and when to get out. So what I have done here is like if you notice, I use the TD sequentials. If you see, the moment I enabled the TD sequential, I can see the counts over here, 1 2 3 4 5 9, and also there's a nines here and nines here. And is it really worth to buy in at 9, and is it always a purchase like you can get in at 9? No, not really. You need to use multiple indicators together to get in at the right time. So in that case, what I use the alligator also. I'm using alligator also. And then if you notice here, so nothing is working out here on the alligator, so I'm also using the super trend. So anyway, first let me help you with the alligator chart. Like if you see, we are on the 1 minute chart. So what happened is, like when market initially came down, so it came down, it tested, it tried to break the jaw of this particular super trend, and then sorry, it's a particular alligator. This is called lips, and this is called teeth, and the blue line is called as a jaw. So basically, if you notice something, if it goes about to that, and that consider as a kind of a buy opportunity. But in our case, it went upside, it came down, it's not a buy opportunity. Why? We will cover that one soon. So it went up, and then it touched the VWAP, and it came down again. It tried that again, it went all the way upside, it tried to break it couldn't, and then it came down, and then also all the way it came down till 11:10, right? So now if you notice, why exactly it started going upside on the 11:10, right? So did you guys notice why it was going on the upside? So if you see, let me use the drawing tool. Like if you see, it was going on upside, it fell, and then it started using upside, right? how, what happened, what really happened now. So it dropped all the way here, and then it again, like it went all the way upside. But how do you know this is the right point to get in, right? That's the question. So basically, for that there is a many analogies, like many theses. What I use is like I'm also using kind of like this subtrends, like subcharts you call it as, like RSI and stock RSI, and then Williamson and then MACD. Okay, so if you notice here on the 1 minute level, I use the RSI over here. Looks like it was going up, like it is coming down and then it went up. Obviously every single time what happened, how RSI behaves is like it comes down, so it's called relative strength index. Every time it comes down, it goes back up, it comes down, but it hardly keeps up the rally, right? Now, so this is because it's on the small timeline, which is 1 minute, and same goes with the stock RSI. So if you notice here, the stock RSI was way up and it is fallen down on the 1 minute. Again, like next 1 minute it went up, next 1 minute it came down, next 1 minute it went up, same vice versa, it rotated, same thing. But in here it started moving upside, right? The stock RSI looks same, up and down, but the momentum of the chart has been changed. Now, I also consider using this Williamson. This helps me get in at the right time. Like basically, if you notice here on the 1 minute, it broke in here, and next it came here, it came all the way, it fell down, and then it broke in, and then you see this chance of going upside. So Williamson will help me. It's like this will tell me what is the oversold zone and overbought zone, and this MACD will help me in identify the momentum and the volume together. I can see momentum of the charts, right? So if you notice 1 minute, basically if you notice here, it is slowly, it came down on the minute one, it tried to pump up, it failed, it came down, again it tried to pump up on the second time, nope, it failed, again third time it tried to come down, and it is going upside. If you see it was going upside, but at the same time this is fallen down, right? So that is fallen down, so which means like there is a squeeze is about to happen. And not just only that, so if you notice like on the 5 minutes, so if you notice it on the 5 minutes, what happened here is you see the number 9 showing up here, but it was not really a signal for us. But if you notice here on the RSI, it was getting oversold, and the MACD here and the Williamson also came into the oversold zone, and stock RSI into the oversold zone, and this one is also, MACD is also into the oversold zone, guys, right? So now what happened here is, if you notice, it started curling back upwards on the 5 minute. So every time if you see something like this on the 5 minute, it is going up, and the Williamson is going upside, like the moment it crossed this line, and it is started going upwards, and the same thing happened here on the stock RSI, and same thing happened with the RSI. So all these indicators, 1 2 3 4, everything is showing up, the momentum is about to change towards the upside. Now if you also notice here, we are above the lips in the 5 minutes, right? So if you notice here, we crossed the lips, and then we also break through the teeth, and then we started going upwards, right? This is on the 5 minutes level, correct? And now what happened here is, like after reaching it in the 5 minute zone, it came to the overbought zone, and now if you see, the momentum is slowly shipping down, and the stock RSI is coming down here. The moment it breaks that, instantly the entire the pattern has fell down, everything got crashed from there, and then you see it's touched. But it's a fake rally, because it is like it was trying to, 5 minutes was actually a little bit, it was waiting for this dip. The moment it touched dip, there was a buyers and they got in, and then you see the rally has happened here on the upwards, right? So Usually I sell it at 9. Like this is another rally that took because you need to see higher time frames, like 10 minutes also worked out really well in this scenario. That's the reason there's another rally. So the 10 minutes was on the upside. So today is actually 5 minutes and 10 minutes worked out. Sometimes, mostly as a day trader, I look into the 5 minute and 1 minute, especially when we are in the bear trend, right? So we are on the downside. um, that's the reason you need to only trade on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute level. So I'll basically look into the 5 minute and then I look into the 1 minute. That is how we need to trade. So now another one is, like, if you notice, the 5 minutes is sold off and then it went upside. Now I'll also put the super trend here. Now super trend clearly shows me that what happens here is, like, this is the support line on the 5 minutes, resistance line. Once you broke the resistance, instantly it started rallying towards upside. If you notice, so there is a rally on the upside on the 5 minute line, so it almost went towards upside. So this is the way you can use the super trend. So till the time, so if you see, super trend works really good in terms of supports and resistance. So I'm going to hide VWAP. I'm going to show you what exactly the super trend, how it works. So I'm going to use the combination of TD sequential, these numbers, and also I'll use the um, super trend. Now what happened is, 5 minute we broken up and it started going up here. So right exactly here, the moment you touched the resistance over here, so it started falling down. And then in the next round, when the 5 minutes started going up, it broke that resistance. The moment it broke the resistance, it started rallying towards upwards. So very simple and plain, and it worked really well here, right? So you need to use all these indicators to identify what you're doing. So I also use the Ichimoku cloud here. So if you see, some people use this cloud as actually more safe way, because if you see above the cloud, people, it's like safe to enter in. So people use this cloud to safe to get in, and this is where you got in, and people get in on the 5 minutes level. But people also use the 1 minute level for the safe trading. So you see, but I feel like, for me, I also use, but I hardly use this, because there's always a kind of, like, once you come below to this, especially, it will put you in a situation where you always think that it is kind of a, like, once you below the cloud it's a bearish, once above the cloud it's a bullish. But see, it was above the cloud, but feel like if you have entered here, you would have busted and you got failed here, but it immediately got rallied backside. I hardly use this on the, I use this on the time frames, like larger time frames, like 4-hour time frames and stuff like that. It's really useful. 1 hour is also very useful for me, but 1 minute is good, but I don't use very often, but I definitely use it sometimes. Okay. Anyway, so what we have done here is, we took the support lines. So the market was open in the morning, and this was the market closed yesterday, and it opened and it came down almost like till yesterday's downside, right? So yesterday it was at 420, now it came to 421. Man, this is very bad. So, and then it slowly crawl up, and then it's decently, it got closed today, correct? So so that's also, like, I would like to see pivot point at some point. It will help me in identifying in the large time frames. So it's like, I don't use it for on the daily basis, but a daily in the sense like a minute or 5 minutes. I'll use it on the 4 minute and the daily to identify where exactly we are standing, right? So if you see in the SPY, every time it was in the zone, like R3, R1, R3, R2, kind of, they are like over, very good, oversold on the daily level, overbought, like, and then S1, S2, S3 is like oversold, right? Now if you look on the daily level, what's happening, if you notice here, we came, so SPY always try to make sure, like, it wants to go above the S1. Anytime you see anything S1 or something like that, it's like immediate buy. and because it always tries to push it above the P, which is the middle one, right? So if you notice in the past what happened here, like if you notice here in the past, right? So it came to the S1, it pushed above the P, and then it came to the R1, again it came back to the P, again it came to the R1. So it's like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It always comes between R1 and S1, R1 and S1. So if you noticed, it happened almost every single time. So if you see here, recently in the bear market, it came down from R1, it came down to S1, even to S2, but immediately on the 1st of September it touched, almost like it came to the P, and then it tried to hold on to the R1, but it came down, and it's almost by end of the month it touched the S2, and then it came back to the S1. But if you notice here again, like we were on the S1, I believe the momentum here over actually shifting down towards the upside, especially to the MACD, it's oversold, and the Williamson is trying to go up, and the stock RS, if you notice, it's on the momentum has been changed, because you see the blue line is above the orange line, and the RSI over here, this red line is going above to that green line. If it goes up, so there is a high chances for the market to bounce back to the P. Okay, so once it hits the P, or maybe I might expecting that it might hit the R1, but it hardly happens, because especially we are in the bear market. So maybe we consider as a safe zone as P by at least in this month. Definitely there is a high chances. I don't think so before hitting P market will straight come down to the S2. I never seen that before, because even in any bear case scenario, it always hits, right? It always hits. Like if you see here S1 S2, and then again like it hit the P, S1 S2, it hit the P, it went upside. So it's just the rinse and repeat process, no matter what you took. So basically in the pandemic this happened. This is during the pandemic. If you noticed on the P, and it came down to the S3, this is the perfect example. S3 did broke through the S3 and then P, and then it started going upwards every single day in the bullish market. So P up and down, again like P again came back to R1, P R1, P R1, like that it started going up. So in my opinion, I believe it might touch this 432 as soon as possible on in this week, probably, because it's on the daily. In one of these days it might touch it. So if you noticed here on the technical analysis within the trading view which I'm using, so here I'm going to use the simple limit. Here I just simply use this indicator, like every time I see 5-minute indicator. So it's like 5-minute indicator is in the red. It's like oversold zone. The moment it crossed, and then it started rallying upwards. And now I also see this stock RSI. The stock RSI is overbought zone in here. So that is where you understand that's dropping. So it dropped all the way bottom. So because of the stock RSI dropped immediately, and then this is the fakers rally. It's like people will sell their things over here, and the moment people sold it, and it took another round of it. So basically whenever it tries to ends in red, it tries to end in green. Okay, so this thing we have to wait for that. So this is what happened here on today. So it's very simple trading. I use this one also. A combination of all these things will help me out to get in and get out of the positions in the market. All right, guys. So this is what we're going to discuss every single day. So this is just the basic thing what I use, but in my videos every single day I will post, I will just show you where exactly I got in, where exactly I sold, when did I got in, when did I got out. So I'm going to show you those list of details. It will also help you to encourage to get into the market and make most out of the profits. Okay, Alright guys, I hope this is not a lengthy video. This is just my introduction video of what I'm using. um, so let's get in touch and let's see you guys every day. Alright, bye, take care.